Hi, welcome to this video tutorial for the DT Docusign and DT Register integration. This plugin that we're looking at here is a DT Register plugin that is a separate paid plugin for the component that integrates with our new DT Docusign component. What this allows you to do, all you have to do, you just install the plugin. Of course, you have to have DT Register and DT Docusign both. Both of those components need to be in place. But with this plugin, you just install it, and then you need to first enable it before you do anything else. Once you enable it, you can open the mapping tool. And then what you'll see here is a little bit of instructions, and this allows you to map your Docusign templates from your Docusign account with your events in DT Register, and you can sync up the fields, and then when somebody registers for a particular event, DT or in your Docusign account, and it will auto-populate certain data in that document from the registration record. So you can see here, I have just one template in my Docusign account called reference form. If I select that, then you see I get data populated here. In this column, Docusign fields, this is pulling data from my Docusign template, which is set up in Docusign itself. You see there's a name field, there's a date signed, address, so forth. Then what I have here in the second column is I have fields from DT Register. And you see I have two events selected in this window. It's a multi-select window. You can use Control-click or Command-click on a Mac, and you can see I have two events selected, which means a registration for either of those two events will generate a document. It shows here the fields that are used in those two events, and then I can drag and drop, and you can see here you just drag and drop a field into the place where you need it to be. I'm going to pull this one back out. But I've already done this the setup here, and then you have fields from the actual registration record that you can sync with as well. You can see here date registered. That actually comes from this column. That is information about the registration record. I pulled that in to be in the date signed field. The only field here that supports two items is the name field, which will allow you to do first and last name together. So it pulls them both in. So you can see I have these set up. All I have to do to save them is close this window. Now, I can set up multiple items. If I had another template, you'd see, but if you have multiple templates, you select another template, and all this will change, and you can do a different setup, assigning different events with different templates and different field mappings. And then once you're done with all your setup, you also do assign a folder, what document or what folder in Docusign you want the document to be created into. So then go ahead and close this window. Now your mapping is done. I'm going to go to the front end. I'm going to register for an event. A new event is one of the events that I have mapping set up for. And as a side note, this does require login. So to utilize this functionality of the auto-created documents, you need to have, the user needs to be logged in. You can see I'm already logged in. And so if you're doing that with DT Register, you're going to want to set your event to require either a login prior to or have the auto user creation functionality set up for that event. Skip some of these other test fields. All right, here's my confirmation page, and then I'll hit next. cart, which you may or may not have enabled. Check out, this is a free event, so there's no payment to deal with. Okay, you can ignore that. That's from the test also. All right, so I'm going to look at two things. In the back end of DT Docusign, I'm going to go to my documents. And you will see here, I have a newly created, this is today's date. I have a document that was just generated. It's assigned to my user, and tells me, it's titled automatically using the name and date of the event. So I can check out that document. I can click and then edit to make modifications to some of the parameters of that document if I need to. Otherwise, it is created. And on the front end, I have a My Docs menu item that I've created. And this is the menu item for DT Docusign, so a user can go and see their documents. And again, you can see a newly created item. Has the status of sent. The document has been sent to the user. Now what I can do here on the front end, I can click and I can sign it. Of course, this is a functionality of DT Docusign itself, but now this document has automatically been created, and I can go ahead and do the signing process. Right here you can see my name is already filled in, and it's filled in both places on this particular template. The date is filled in from the registration. My phone number is filled in, which I had on that form. Address is not, because I didn't have that on the test event. So I can go ahead and do all the signing, but some data is already filled in from my registration. So there's how the integration between those two components works. And so you can check that out and have event registrations that automatically create documents that you need signature done online. That's how it works. Pretty simple, straightforward. If you need any help, let us know. Hit up our forum or ticket system, and we'll be happy to help. Thanks a lot.